I can't get clean for anybody but me, and I know that. So like trying to say I'm gonna get clean for my daughter, and yes, I would love to be clean for my son when he gets here. I want to be clean and sober. And I wish I was clean and sober right now talking to you, but I haven't been able to stay clean.
I have my pills, I have my heroin. It's freaking game over.
That's the problem, is staying clean.
Well, Ashley says she doesn't know what it will take to get through to Mike, but today she says it's his last chance, or she is kicking him to the curb. I want Mike to hear from someone who I know can relate. Dan Paris was the editor-in-chief of men's magazine Details for 15 years, but for almost half of those glamorous years at the helm, Dan was battling a severe opioid addiction himself. He was popping 60 Vicodin pills a day. He certainly contemplated doing heroin. In his new memoir, As Needed for Pain, he reveals how his addiction all started.
I had a back injury. I was prescribed the drugs and started abusing them within a matter of weeks.
Mike's had 4 surgeries.
Yes, sir. 4 back surgeries, L5-S1, spinal fusion.
Same, not the fusion, but L5-S1, yeah. I was in exactly the same place you were in, and I know how dark and lonely and terrifying it is, I really do. This is difficult for me to watch.
And he thinks he's functional. You functioned as well. I mean, as your career was on the rise, so was your intake.
That's right. I couldn't get out of bed without them. I absolutely needed them. I mean, I know how that feels. I know how what running out feels like and going through that withdrawal, and listening to you talk about how irritable you become when you don't have them, we define that as being sick. The addiction isn't the sickness to us, it's the running out that's the sickness. Right.
You heard me tell Ashley, you cannot believe an addict. If their lips are moving, they're lying. You were a master at lying to doctors, yourself, those in your family. Talk about that a little bit.
It is an elaborate con. Everything that I did and said was about getting drugs. They were my only priority. And so we lie to protect the addiction, to make sure that no one discovers that we're addicts. We lie to continue to get more and more. We lie to get you off of our backs. My wife at the time was pregnant with our first child, and I was still actively using.
You got clean when she was 6 months pregnant with a boy.
That's correct.
How'd you go about that?
I was ready, so it's important for me to say that. I was ready. I wanted to be done. My then wife discovered that I was doing it, and she did what you should do and what you should do, which is get out. And I detoxed, and I had 1 day's relapse, and I've been sober since. That was 2007.
That's awesome. Congratulations.